So the question is, what are the various kinds of share capital? State whether the reduction of share capital is allowed or not. If allowed, how? This question is from company law. Let's see. So what is a share capital? Share capital is nothing but the amount contributed by shareholders to a company for exchange of ownership. So company means that the objective of any company is to earn profits. Once they earn the profit, once they have some profits, they can distribute the money. On which ratio? Based on the amount of money they invested. So the total amount of money contributed to any company is called share capital here. Okay. So yeah, Indian Companies Act 2013 talks about share capital and all types of share capital, etc. Let's go to the next slide. These are the types of share capital: authorized share capital, issued, subscribed, paid up, called up, uncalled. I'll try to brief about these types of things. So authorized share capital, the term authorized, who authorized? MOA, Memorandum of Association. So the Memorandum of Association authorizes the maximum amount of capital to issue to a shareholder. So this is authorized share capital. The second one is issued. So the issued share capital denotes for subscription how many shares must be there. This also involves allotted and not yet allotted. So this is issued share capital. And the third one is subscribed share capital. If a person, let's call him as a shareholder, if a shareholder already purchased some shares or agreed to purchase some shares. So these two things collectively called as subscriber share capital. And fourth one, paid up share capital. Paid up. That means he already paid. So the amount of the company received, like whenever a shareholder pays some amount in return, whenever he pays some amount to the company will get a lot of money from different shareholders, right? So all that capital combined collectively called as paid up share capital. And called up share capital, for example, 50%, a person A purchased some 1 lakh rupees worth of shares, but he paid only 25,000. So the remaining 75,000 he is yet to pay. So company can send out a legal notice or a message or an email or a letter to that person to pay the remaining money. It can be 75, minimum, maximum 75,000, right, in our example. So this is called up share capital. That means, like, what is the amount it actually requests, the company requested the other shareholders to pay. And the uncalled share capital is something a person is supposed to pay some 1 lakh rupees, for example, but company asked only to pay 50,000 rupees. In this case, the remaining 50,000 is uncalled share capital. So these are six types of very important share capitals we need to understand. And the next topic in the question is reduction of share capital. Reduction is nothing but decreasing the share capital. Assume a company has 15 lakhs. They want to decrease the share capital to 10 lakhs. They can do that. Section 64 of Company Act 2013 defines or provides legal framework for reduction of share capital. And they also mentioned it is subjected to the approval of the National Company Law Tribunal. After we call it as NCLT, National Company Law Tribunal. So reduction of share capital is possible according to Section 66 of Companies Act 2013. And why do we need to reduce the share capital? So you might be wondering why. So the reasons are excess capital. So if, for example, a company has excess capital, they don't know what to do with that excess amount of money. So what they can do, they can distribute the capital to shareholders, excess capital. And losses is another reason. And restructuring. If a company wants to restructure the entire their financials, they can go with reduction of share capital. So let's see the process, conditions and procedure for reduction of share capital. The first one is special resolution. For this, a company must pass a resolution. It must board a general meeting. At least 75% of voters present and voting must be done. Once that is done, once the resolution is passed, then it will be sent to NCLT. So not just a company and its 75% of voters, we need to get a permission or approval from NCLT also. NCLT is nothing but National Company Law Tribunal. So once we got approval from NCLT, we need to file the same thing with a register with providing legal documents. Some documentation and procedure will be there. We need to follow that. Even that is done. Step 3 is also done. Then publication of notice. So we need to publish this entire information in a newspapers, and yeah, we have some. We need to follow a different procedure for that. For that, then once these 4 steps completed, we can say we can go with reduction of share capital. Now let's talk about this case law. Punjab Distilling Industries Limited versus Commissioner of Income Tax, 1965. This is actually a landmark case in this particular company law, where Punjab Distilling Industries share capital was like 25 lakhs. So they have 25 lakhs rupees of share capital, and they wanted to reduce it to 15 lakhs. That means they were planning to refund 2 rupees per share to each shareholder. For example, a shareholder is having 1,000 shares. He will get 2,000 rupees back. So this is how it happens, right? So the procedure they followed was they got that resolution passed. Once that is done, they approached High Court. High Court gave approval. With that approval, they approached register and they followed the due process of uh, legal documentation and other things. That is also done, and then public notice. Yeah, this is how reduction of share capital can be done. Thank you.